I said good morning, NAGLREP! All right. I'll be out to MC in a second, but I want to bring to the stage one of my favorite people. She's been my best friends for the past 10 years. She's one of the most talented comics I've ever worked with. Please welcome to the stage. You ready, girl? No, you have your mic. I'm holding it. She's stoned. Miss Shann Carr!
Wow, I cannot believe it. You guys are still pretty. Gay men, it's genetic. I don't know how you do it. You drink and you frolic and you're still beautiful. How are you doing it? For most of you, you won't know who I am. There's a nice handful of people who do. My name is Shann Carr, and from the age of 19 to 49, I never had a job except to be an out gay comedian. Right? Super, super lucky to be able to do that. From 99 to 2016, I did 79 Atlantis cruises. I was basically growing a penis, and I needed to try something new. And so 18 months ago, I became a realtor. So today thank you. Today I kind of combine those two things, and I'm gonna share a little bit with you about the insecurity and the adventures of being a brand new agent, and being a well-known person in town. So everybody watched every single thing that I did. And the very first, I started with Keller Williams, actually, and with a really fabulous guy, and a few weeks in, he bought me a gift, a surprise, an amazing present. And I opened it up, and it was a thing to go see Barbara Corcoran talk. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing, I'll be there. And I kept looking at the time, 7:30. It said AM. I'm sorry, as a comedian, the only two places I've ever been at 7:30 AM is an airport or an after party. Right? I had no idea. I couldn't speak, I couldn't talk, I couldn't imagine being in public, much less dressed in a suit in public with other people at a table learning things at 7:30 in the morning. And I sat there bleary-eyed, and my boss sat next to me, and I couldn't think and I couldn't see. And this was a special gift he'd given me to be in public at 7:30. And finally, I couldn't even pick up my fork, and girl, look at me, I can eat, right? I could not even eat. And finally he goes, are you okay? And I forked my strawberry like a comedian would and went, and put it in my eye, and perfectly like a cartoon, it exploded. And my very inside-the-box boss snorted coffee out his nose across the entire table. He said, don't you ever sit next to me at one of these things again. I said, don't you ever buy me another ticket for one of these fucking 7:30 things ever again. But now, by 11 o'clock in the morning, typically for me, like now I've printed out flyers and blown up balloons and staked cards and baked some cookies and opened a house. In my whole life, by 11 o'clock on a Saturday, I'd barely reach the remote control with my foot, that was what I would do with a Saturday morning. So this was a big deal for me. And actually a lot of friends thought it was weird that I would be a realtor. And finally they said, there's probably someone for whom you'll be just the right realtor. That was my snarkiest friend's best attempt at a compliment and encouragement. And in fact, comedy and real estate, they're like the antithesis of each other. For 30 years, I would stand up and say the snarky thing that everybody wished they could say, and then they would clap and give me a huge check, right? In real estate, you better tick a lock, mama. Right? You're not walking through like, girl, you don't want this house. Looks like a couple drag queens got locked in here with an 8-ball and a glue gun. You don't want this. Right? You don't want to say that. You do not want to say that. Also, there's not a ton of supervision. You get that thing, you get the thing, and you're a realtor. And about 6 weeks later, you have $400,000 of someone else's money. I'm like, hello, someone should be supervising me. Right? I can't even balance my own checkbook, and I'm giving advice on, It was amazing, though. I've learned more in 18 months than I learned in 50 years. A bunch of stuff I just never developed. Again, like tick a lock. Shutting up is something I had never done in my entire life. I had never used it as a technique, as a go-to, as an accident, ever. Shutting up? It is so powerful. So powerful, even with your mommy. My mom says something hateful, I'm like, she's like, are you there? Oh yeah, I'm here. It works in every place in your life. I think it's super amazing. So each week I go to the caravan, the little local caravan, and I shake and sweat terrified speaking in front of the 50 realtors in my town and all the little affiliates with their cute little things like the lone guy who says, just say no to cash. Like that is the cutest slogan I've ever heard, right? I laugh every time I hear it. And the carpet guy who cleans carpet like, we like it dirty. All their slogans, the whole environment of it, I still feel like a little kid kind of snuck into the grown-up land, but it's an adventure, and every part of it has been good for me. But I've always been out on a limb, a little overextended, like that bus trip. I didn't really want to do a stand-up gig. I wanted to do something weird. I said, how about I lead a bus tour? We sold those 2 bus tours out within about a month of putting them up. And honestly, I'd never even been on a bus tour before, right? But that's a realtor brain, actually, or a comedian brain. They're similar things, So I took 3 or 4 tours with all the local guys and smunched them together. And I had a blast with you guys on those bus trips, right? I had a blast. It was so much fun. And I learned a bunch about my town that I didn't know after 19 years of living here. And I bet a couple of you are going to be calling me because you're addicted to this town now too. So I expect to get at least, you know what I'm saying. So all the times that I get out there in the world, and I like to be out by myself, traveling the world as a comedian, a woman alone all over the world, showing up in a different country. And when I started with Atlantis in '99, I was a considerably younger person, and my parents were even worried sending me out to, she was like, oh, well, at least it's a gay cruise. Women and children get off that boat first. You're good, girl, you're good, I'm like, not on a gay cruise, mommy. Right? It's Twinkies and Queens are first. They're expecting the dike to fix the ship before it goes down, right? So that's not how it works. As soon as I started real estate, my mom got me a little pink pepper spray for my handbag. How long do you think it'd take me to set that thing off inside my handbag? Not even a whole week before I had set that thing out. My father was like, I don't think she should have that kind of weapon. My dad said, here's the trick. If you're worried that somebody's looking at you creepy, they're in an open house, they look really scary, they're kind of coming at you, pick your nose. I'm like, what? He goes, and if they keep coming, pick your nose and then eat it. He goes, nobody wants to mess with a girl who picks her nose and eats it, honey. Like, thank you, Daddy. I love you. Parents. So part of why I left touring after 30 years of touring wasn't because I didn't love it, because it was never lost on me, the gift of what I got to do, or the gift of what I'm getting to do now. But I needed to know more about the world instead of just how to make high boys laugh. And it was a really fabulous thing, but I had no experience at contract or finance or negotiation or really how the business world works in any way. And I stepped right into this because what my real dream was to make something like a cruise ship here in Palm Springs, the first ever gay convention host hotel with a television production studio, a resort entertainment complex here in Palm Springs. And I couldn't think of anywhere cooler or better. I've spent so many nights like at a big drag convention at the Best Western in Oklahoma, and those people are traumatized at the Best Western. They're never the same. And so I hope very much actually I just found my first property that interests me a couple of weeks ago. So if you pay any attention to my feed, you'll start to see a little bit of that. So mostly what I'd like to say is how lucky I am to have found yet another amazing community, because you guys are that. You just these 3 days together, you've already clicked up into little groups of friends. You're already gossiping at the white party. You'll be sending I got so many emails after last year that we did this. It was a super time. So enjoy that. Make good use of the community that you build while you're here. You're a community built on money and brains and cocktails. And laughter, and I respect that. And I think the 3 components to real estate that are the most important, it's about 30% hard work, and it's about 50% deleting ridiculous emails, and about 20% knowing when to shut up. So on that note,
Shann Carr. Ah. I love you. Okay, standing is good. Yes. I love her. I've known Shann for about 10 years. I've been on like 32 Atlantis cruises. Oh God. And the very first one I went on, I was terrified because everybody told me it was gonna be a circuit party at sea. And I was like, great, I'm gonna spend 7 days in a hot tub talking some queen out of a K-hole. It's not my idea of fun. So Shann was at the dock and she was like, relax, there's all different kinds of people, you're gonna have a great time.